Hello, welcome to day number 14. Don't know where to put the microphone. Today, feeling like lots of stuckness, lots of heaviness, a lot of anger at self, a lot of these feelings of like, oh, I knew better, and just some self-hatred kind of coming up, and it's interesting to watch that because I've really surrendered over the years into this place of gentleness and compassion with myself. But through circumstances, it's interesting how life has brought about, some really deeply buried self-hate that I wasn't seeing, that's in me. And sometimes we kind of have to mess up pretty bad to see where we're really unwilling to forgive ourselves. Or in my case, it's like I really didn't mess up bad, but the mind can make things way bigger than they really are. Because I do have such a Virgo perfectionist streak in me. So it seems like even a little dropping of the ball, even a little bit of like falling on my face in life, I tend to amplify and magnify that. And so it's interesting to watch that part of me and that inner critic, that harshness that hasn't arisen in quite a while. It's interesting to watch that moving through my system now, and to notice how a large part of me still doesn't like myself in some areas, doesn't accept myself in some areas, and is trying to get those areas to change. But how in trying to change those areas that I don't accept and don't like about myself, I'm actually just drifting further from the divine. I'm drifting further from the capital S self. And I'm actually creating more stuckness. The more I resist and don't accept all of me, even the uglier bits, we all have them, the more I feel cut off from my divine self, from the divine mother, from grace. And so it was interesting today going through a lot of that, just that stuckness, that heaviness, that, blaming myself, beating myself up, rehashing a scenario over and over again, like, ugh, I should have known better. It's like I was feeling into what happened and feeling in my deepest depths, like I knew all along that it wasn't the right thing. But also feeling from that same place that I didn't really have a choice, that my karma was just playing out how it was playing out, and I just didn't have enough, quite enough awareness to move from my deepest truth. Even though I knew my deepest truth, there was still that pattern was still so strong, and it just needed to play out. It just had to play out, and I had to feel like the backlash from that, the reverberation from that pattern playing out, to feel the pain of that, to feel what it brought up, for me to be able to really, really, really surrender it. And, playing that pattern out, it showed me places that I could be more forgiving, more compassionate with myself. And through being compassionate and forgiving with myself, that will automatically project outwards towards others too. And I've kind of noticed that. I've got a real angry streak with myself today. And then I went to Cesare's retreat today. She is one of my teachers, her and Craig Holiday. And I just, I brought this, not as in much detail, but I just brought forward essentially stuckness with her. And it was really beautiful because on retreat, a Zoom retreat, you're being seen by a lot of other people. So I got to just sit in my stuckness and be seen in my stuckness by quite a few other people. And that was very healing, because being seen in that place is like being seen in my stuckness, my heaviness, not having the right words, all of this kind of thing. That is a very uncomfortable sensation for me. So as I was just sitting in my stuckness and just feeling waves and waves of unconditional love and grace just flood me. At one point it felt like grace was just bowling me over. There was so much coming into me. It was so healing for those places. And it really helped me turn back towards my stuckness and anything I'm not accepting within myself. And as Cesare was gently reminding me, to see that actually those places are the doorway into the divine's arms, into more love. It's almost like when I was coming forward and we were having our back and forth, me and Cesare, I felt like the stuckness within me was pulling me towards the light. The stuckness was telling me the light is this way. Come towards your stuckness. Come towards the things that you haven't accepted about yourself, that you might not like about yourself. And so often on this path, I mean, it's like we know that, but I still will try to be like, okay, there's stuckness, and I'll go up here and I'll try to figure out, okay, why is there stuckness? And then that just tends to create more of it. And then because what we're doing in that moment, we're saying, okay, I want to figure out how to change what's here. It's basically just another way of saying, I'm not accepting what's here. I'm not accepting myself in this moment. I'm not accepting this heaviness, whatever it is. So going on this Zoom retreat was so powerful, because I could just feel the light going to wherever it was needed when I came forward, and a lot of it was just sitting there in openness and receiving. And just, I even said to everyone at one point, when there's stuckness, I get kind of down because there's this part of me that wants to be enjoying life. And she just gave the beautiful pointing that that very life, the life that part of you is seeking, could it be in the stuckness? Could your entire life be in the stuckness? And it was just so nice. It just really brought me back into orientation with what is, with loving what's arising, with I was definitely in a lot of resistance prior to retreat today. There was harshness, like I was saying, a roughness, a rigidness, kind of like a movement within me of saying this shouldn't be here. What can I do to fix this kind of thing? And then going to retreat, it just softened me back into this place of, oh, okay, this is actually a doorway. This is actually a gift. How stuckness is bringing me deeper and deeper and deeper within. It's helping me to really slow down, to really deepen into beingness, to really bring my nervous system into a place of calm and relaxation. Like, this stuckness is a gift. This stuckness is the divine. It is a portal, the stuckness, like Cesare was saying. She told me something very beautiful, I'm paraphrasing, but this stuckness is a portal. And it's just nice to have support on the path, to do something like a retreat, to work with a teacher, as it can help really reorient you, realign you to truth, to flowing with what is, to really letting go of resistance and letting go of resisting resistance. If there is resistance and you notice it, that's okay too. That doesn't need to go anywhere. So that's what I'm going through. Shorter video today. I love you all so much. Day number 13. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.